Hey, what's up, everybody? Pastor Matt here. I want to talk about relationships here just for a moment. There is something that is so simple that you can do to keep every single relationship in your life right, whether it's your marriage, whether it's with your parents, whether it's your children, whether it's coworkers, Christian, not Christian. There is a principle in the scriptures that if you can do this, it's very hard. But if you can do this, you can keep every relationship in your life strong to the best that you are able to. Now, obviously, all relationships are complicated because they're two-way streets, right? You can't control other people. But nevertheless, if you can learn this, and it's very hard, it's very clear in scripture, you can keep most of your relationships strong most of the time. Now, I'm going to do a little screen share here. And I'm going to have a look at this passage right here. This is from Matthew chapter 18. This is the famous passage on dealing with a brother who is in sin. Look at this. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his faults between you and him alone. If he hears you, you've gained your brother. So that's the goal, right? You want to gain your brother. Nothing less than reconciliation is the goal here. But here's what I want to observe about this text I think is very powerful. So in this context here, it's the brother that sins against you. Now, the problem with a lot of reconciliation is that we invent these rules about who is supposed to go to who. Well, it happened at his house, so he should come to me. Well, I apologized last time, so he should come to me. Well, it's his fault, so he should come to me. Well, she's the one who did this or that. She should come to me. And most of the times when we're inventing these rules, notice that quite interestingly, we always set up the rules so that that person is supposed to come to me. And then what happens is we get into these long stalemates, these cold shoulder, Cold War situations where nobody's doing any reconciliatory work because both parties assume, for whatever fabricated rules that they've made up in their mind, that the other person is supposed to come to them. And so while you're playing the game of he should come to me, they're also playing the same game. They should come to me. And what happens is you have this stalemate here. But notice in this context here, it's quite clear in this particular situation. Moreover, if your brother sins against you, then you are the one to go. So in this case here, the brother is the one who has sinned. But isn't that interesting? You're morally obligated to go to him to seek that reconciliation. Now, watch this. So here's where the rules get very interesting in this scenario. I'm going to go to another text. The previous was Matthew 18. This one's Matthew chapter 5. Look at this. Therefore, if you bring your gift, let's see, get my pen up here again. How do I get my pen? Should have my pen here, right? Okay. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you. Now who sinned in this situation? This is where it's really interesting, right? Because in the previous one, it was very obvious that the brother is the one who sinned against you, and yet you go. Here, though, your brother has something against you. So presumably, you are the one who has done the sin here in this situation. So it's exactly flipped. And so you would expect then for it to be the other way around, right? That they should come to you. And so you get into the stalemate situation here again. But watch this. Therefore, leave your gift before the altar and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother and then come and offer your gift. So what's really interesting about this is that whether you are the offender or the offended, it is assumed that a Christian would always take that initiatory step to help repair the relationship. And so whether it's this way or that, the mature Christian, the spirit-filled Christian, the one who loves the other brother, because in both cases, it's pretty obvious that you care about the brother, right? He's gain if you get him back in the previous in Matthew 18. Now, of course, all kinds of conditions may come up. Maybe he doesn't listen. Maybe you have to take two more. Maybe the church has to get involved. Got it. Granted. We'll get to that when we get there. But notice that in both of these occasions, whether it's you or him who's done the grievance, you are to take the initiation. If you can develop that habit, it will be to the good of most of the relationships in your life. And I promise you, you'll find your relationships all the stronger for having done so. Thanks for checking in. Love you lots. Talk to you later.